Google is one of the most successful companies in the world. Part of the reason it's been so successful is because it's transformed the world of direct advertising, allowing ads to be targeted to people specifically based on demographics as well as a person's interests. Here is a page from Google's own website explaining this profiling and talking about how Google allows companies to target their audience based on demographics. With demographic targeting in AdWords, you can reach a specific set of potential customers who are likely to be within a particular age range, gender, parental status, or household income, unquote. Google allows and even encourages companies to target only men or only women. Here, Google explains how they gather this demographic information. Quote, when people are signed in from their Google account, they may use demographics derived from their settings or activity on Google properties, depending on their account status, unquote. In other words, Google's algorithm acts like an online stalker, watching you and trying to determine what you like. They then sell this information to companies who can craft specific messages just for you. Google openly tells advertisers that men and women have different interests. Men and women think differently, we like different things, and we have different preferences. Google targets different ads to men and women because men and women are different. When it comes to their business operations, Google is perfectly happy acknowledging all the differences that exist between men and women. These differences are so significant, Google's own algorithm has been found to give men preferential treatment when it comes to the job hunt. For example, Google's job postings are more likely to target men for high-paying jobs. A few years ago, researchers at Carnegie Mellon built an automated program to test Google's algorithm. They made 17,000 fake profiles of male and female job seekers, visited only job-seeking sites, and were shown more than 600,000 ads. These ads were tracked and analyzed, and lo and behold, men were shown more high-paying jobs than women. A service for those seeking executive jobs paying over $200,000 a year appeared 1,852 times to the male group and only 318 times to the female group. Now, this is not because of some evil patriarchy that tilts the playing field in men's favor. It's because Google knows that when it comes to high-paying jobs, like those in finance and engineering, there are simply more qualified men than there are qualified women. Google's service is designed to be helpful and efficient, not to push social advocacy or social engineering. Google understands this when it comes to their own advertising business, but when it comes to running their company, apparently these basic truths cease to exist. That's the whole thing about this Google memo controversy. The whole thing is just dripping with irony, hypocrisy, and double standards. Google pretends to be a progressive and open company, and yet its managers keep blacklists of employees to stifle the careers of people they don't agree with. I mean, a guy wrote a memo criticizing the lack of intellectual diversity at Google, and he gets fired for having the wrong opinions about diversity. But there's a deeper hypocrisy here. In an attempt to understand and explain why so many more men than women are in tech and engineering, the memo points to biological explanations. Most people agree that both biology and social environment contribute to our culture, our behavior, and our personalities. In the whole nature versus nurture debate, most people agree that both play a role. Differences between men and women are steady across culture, throughout history, and are even evident in small children. As Dr. Jordan B. Peterson has pointed out many times, in societies that are more egalitarian and that treat men and women more equally, namely the Scandinavian countries, differences between the careers and preferences of men and women are even more pronounced, and they differ even more than in more traditional societies. It's obvious to everyone, aside from the most deranged social justice warriors, that men and women are different. It's obvious to Google as well. They have literally made billions of dollars based on their ability to figure out these differences and the differences of people based on their demographics, including their gender. And yet, stating the basic fact that men and women are different makes even a brilliant and talented engineer persona non grata at Google. That's the most hypocritical thing of all. For the Rebel Media, I'm Candace Malcolm. Thank you so much for watching. Don't let the bullies at Google try to censor the Rebel the same way that they censor others. Help us build our own independent platform. Visit theycan'tstopus.com.